it's the people who spent the time developing the questions, it's their questions that are asked. Does that respond to your question?
Yeah. And then the time lag. What is the time lag between these people, the groups, we have 20 groups,
yeah,
deciding on the questions? And then the time when you are going to discuss the question. Now, do you give that order?
Yeah.
Do you first
we make
collaborate, move around?
No. They're all, what happens is, so the 20 small groups are in 20 different rooms. That's why we like using a school.
They remain independent.
No. They've had, so first, the
Can
people
I pause you, Jim? Refer to page 10 in your booklet for the schedule, and then you can explain.
Yeah. So the 20 small groups have gone to their rooms. They spend an hour and a half, let's say, in the small groups. Then we have a coffee break. During the coffee break, we sort the questions. After the coffee break, everybody goes to a big room where everybody has the plenary session. And then we go back and do it again. Small groups and plenary sessions, maybe lunch in between. So the coffee break's actually very important because that gives you a chance to organize all the questions. But everybody hears the answers. The important thing is everybody gets the same information. Everybody hears the answers to the questions. But the questions come from the intensive small group discussion. So that's the way we worked it out.
Thank you for this session. My question is regarding the dynamics within the small group discussion. As I saw on one of the slides, the aim is not to build consensus. The aim is to probably generate discussion. So I'm wondering how the analyst, if you're analyzing this information, how you're able to tease out what appears to be an important matter and what appears to be a less important matter. And secondly, the issue of selection of participants. If I remember correctly, yesterday it was indicated that the participants would be selected like to represent other people in their communities? No,
it's a random selection.
Okay, that's
it's a random sample of the population. So they're not representing anybody except collectively they represent the population.
Now the issue is about this random selection. How do you deal with the issue of homogeneity and non-homogeneity? Because you could get the people who inhibit discussion within the small groups, and how do you control for that?
How do they inhibit the discussion?
Because of their status in the community, because it's a random sample.
Yeah.
And therefore homogeneity may not be an issue, and you may end up getting a discussion that is skewed to one direction. How do you deal with that?
A discussion that is what?
Skewed to one direction, or you get dominance.
The groups even out, but we also have found that even if there are big status differences, we've done this in cultures like in Japan and China and Korea, where there's a lot of deference to the elderly, there's a lot of deference to the men, there's a lot of deference to the high status people, and we haven't had any problem at all, because we create, with the moderation, we create an environment where everybody feels that their voice matters. The women talk as much as the men, and the young people are not intimidated to speak in the presence of the old, even though we were told that in Japan that would be the case. So we've studied this a lot, but if you set up the moderation of the small groups properly, a random sample randomly assigned will, people will learn from the diversity. The men will never have talked to the women about some of these issues, or the elderly, the young will never have talked to the elderly about some of these issues, or the poor and the rich together. So if it works everywhere else, we think it should work here.